sky of Paris, which was usually covered with thin clouds, suddenly turned into a magnificent stage that welcomed the arrival of a star from the east. That morning, July 6, 2025, the atmosphere of Charles de Gaulle International Airport felt different. No ordinary announcement sounds flat. There is no rushing rhythm of footsteps of tourists. Everything stopped for a moment, as if the city knew that a global icon would set foot on the land of world fashion. Kim Taehyung, otherwise known as V of BTS, at 7:45 a.m. local time, the Korean airplane with flight number K901 slowly docked on the runway. From the glass windows of the VIP lounge, the attendants of the world-famous fashion house Celine have lined up enthusiastically. Not only them, dozens of media crews, fashion photographers, to top stylists were also seen holding white roses and a small board that read, "Welcome to Paris V." Taehyung appeared in a black trench jacket that barely touched his knees, combined with a white satin shirt that left two top buttons open, revealing a high neck and a thin necklace that shimmered dimly. Her hair is a little messy, but that's exactly what makes her look like she came out of a painting. A modern aristocrat who doesn't need permission to steal the exclusive footage shared by local Paris media and several Korean outlets. Taehyung is seen wiping away tears as he steps out of the plane door. Not because of fatigue, not because of pressure, but because of a too-touching welcome. Celine, the fashion house that has made V their main muse since 2022, sent not only ordinary representatives. They rolled out a small red carpet, prepared white French orchids, and accompanied it with classical music played live by a string quartet from the Conservatoire de Paris. This welcome is not just about popularity. It's about Love Point. One of Celine's creative directors, Gabriel Moreau, even appeared to hug Taehyung as soon as he set foot in the welcoming area. Taehyung is a walking poem, he revealed in a brief interview with Le Monde. We're not just welcoming celebrities today. We welcome someone who has inspired the fashion world with wordless elegance. Several members of Celine's staff were seen in tears. Not a few of them have worked for years with the great figures of the fashion world, but they claim that they have never felt such a warm aura from an artist. She's not just a pretty face. She's energy, she's story, she's beautiful silence, says one of the young designers named Elise. Paris was no stranger to Taehyung. She has repeatedly visited the city, whether for photo shoot, attending Fashion Week, or simply enjoying art at the d'Orsay Museum. But this time it feels different. It was his first visit since serving a mandatory military service that kept him away from the spotlight for more than a year. Many thought his charm might have dimmed, that the public might have changed hearts. But that morning, all conjectures collapse. As Taehyung exits the VIP area and waves to the camera, cheers from army who somehow managed to figure out his arrival echo from behind the airport guardrail. A sea of purple stretches from the end of the arrival corridor to the parking gate. They brought banners, flowers, and a small doll with Taehyung's face. Some even shouted in Korean, "We miss you, Taehyung," while another in French, "Bienvenue chez toi, notre prince." Welcome to your house, our prince. Taehyung's face lit up again, yet he remained calm. He bowed respectfully to the fans, gave a gentle hand gesture, then stepped back into the car that had been prepared by Celine. The city of Paris was moving in his footsteps. As soon as the motorcade left the airport, hundreds of fans followed from behind. Not a few are recording from the car window, hoping to get one moment when V looks at them and smiles. Despite being limited by dark glass, in some videos that are now viral on X and Instagram, you can see the shadow of Taehyung, who keeps turning to the window, raising his hand, and occasionally putting his palm to his chest, a sign of gratitude from the Heart.1 road. I cried on the sidewalk of Charles de Gaulle Airport because V only looked at us 5 seconds from behind the car window. But it was like being given a hug for life. Arriving in the center of Paris, precisely at Hotel Le Muris, a luxurious place used by world leaders and artists, no less magnificent welcome awaits. The hotel lobby is decorated with Baroque paintings and the scent of black roses, a favorite scent of Taehyung, who is known to be very fond of classic perfumes. Celine even rented an entire floor to make room for V to rest before performing in their closed fashion show tonight, an exclusive event titled La Renaissance de l'Étoile, or The Rise of the Star. But for fans, the revival was already happening before the show even started. They refer to this day as Taehyung's Day of Love. In various corners of Paris, impromptu murals began to appear. One of them bears a portrait of V with the inscription, Le silence que chante, the silence that sings. In Trocadero, an impromptu flash mob was held by international fans. They sang Scenery, V's own melancholy song, as a form of emotional welcome, and later that evening, as spotlights pointed to the main door of the exclusive salon on Rue de Grenelle, Taehyung stepped out elegantly in gold and black haute couture. The modern men's dress, designed directly by Hedi Slimane, makes him look like a mixture of a Renaissance king and today's poet. Each step feels like a poem. He didn't say much, just smiled, but his smile spoke more than a million words. One of the editors of Vogue Paris magazine said, Taehyung didn't just come back. It brings Paris back to its magic. At the end of the event, as the VIP guests left the room with glistening eyes full of admiration, Taehyung stood for a moment on the balcony of the second floor of the old building. From there he gazed at the calm, flowing River Seine. The night wind swept her hair. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath, and in those seconds of silence, a fan who happened to pass by on the street under the balcony had time to record his soft, faint but clear voice. Paris, I'm back. Thanks for waiting for me. That day, July 6, 2025, not only marks the return of BTS to the world of international entertainment, but it is also a symbol of love that knows no distance and no time. The love between an artist and the city that loves him returns. The love between an idol and his fans never ceases to amaze me. Taehyung may have flown thousands of kilometers from Korea to France, but in the hearts of millions of people, he never really left. Welcome back. Paris is waiting for you. And the world is now ready to be enchanted once again as the night covered the Paris sky with stars and city lights. The emotional atmosphere that accompanied Taehyung's arrival had yet to subside. The French, Korean, and international media simultaneously carried the news about the extraordinary welcome that the Celine fashion house gave to the South Korean artist. From national evening newscasts to digital editions of fashion magazines that spread the lightning, all carried similar headlines. V is back and Paris is glowing again. But what happens behind the scenes of this welcome is also a matter of public concern. A staffer from Celine leaked that this welcome had been prepared for more than a month since Taehyung was announced to be attending Paris Fashion Week exclusively at the personal invitation of Hedi Slimane. Even the selection of classical music played by string quartets at the airport is not done carelessly. The song played that morning was Claude Debussy's Clair de Lune, Taehyung's personal favorite that was mentioned several times in interviews as a melody that calmed his heart when he felt homesick or restless. Gabrielle Moreau confirms in an interview with Elle France.